Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking the inner workings of a seriously professional-grade expert advisor, the Quantum Cobra EA version 2. If you've ever wondered how high-end institutional-style trading algorithms operate with, absolute quantum precision, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to decode the exact source code to see how this thing thinks, how it reacts, and most importantly, how it actually protects your capital. So let's dive right in. The biggest question in algorithmic trading isn't just about how to make money. It's actually, how does a professional algorithm survive market chaos? A basic script, it just spits out buy signals and kind of crosses its fingers. And we all know how that usually ends. But a pro system, it acts as this active defense mechanism. It protects capital first and generates signals second.
Okay, so our system diagnostic today covers 4 main modules. We've got the quantum signal engine, the adaptive volatility filters, professional drawdown management, and finally, the profit lock engine.
All right, kicking things off with Module 1, the quantum signal engine, where we analyze market confluence.
Now, before a single cent of capital is even risked, this EA looks at 3 very specific entry criteria. Step 1 assesses the overarching trend using a 50-period exponential moving average. Step 2 measures market momentum with a 25-period relative strength index. And Step 3 evaluates the immediate volatility using a fast 5-period average true range. So it's this exact precise combination, a 50 EMA, a 25 RSI, and a 5 ATR that totally forms the foundational logic of the EA's entries.
And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates the core philosophy of the Quantum Cobra, which is confluence is absolutely mandatory. A trade is only ever considered when the trend, momentum, and volatility align perfectly within the code. Literally no single indicator operates in a vacuum here, and that severely cuts down on all those annoying false signals. Moving right along to Module 2, Adaptive Market Volatility Filters, or basically navigating the when. You see, standard trading logic usually relies on these super rigid time schedules, like only trading the London or New York sessions, while completely ignoring live, on-the-ground conditions. But the Quantum Cobra? It takes a session-agnostic approach. It literally doesn't care what time it is on the clock. It strictly reads live volatility to decide if it's actually safe to enter the market. And it pulls this off through what's called a volatility circuit breaker. I kind of think of this as a protective blast shield. The code uses a 50-bar look-back window to constantly calculate the median spread and true range. If current market conditions spike abnormally beyond those medians, say during a flash crash or some sudden liquidity void, boom, the circuit breaker trips. It instantly blocks all trades until the chaos actually subsides. And speaking of chaos, the EA also features a really strict news filter module. In fact, in the source material, this exact print string, entry-blocked news blackout window, is output straight to the terminal if a trade is attempted during a major economic event. The system forces a complete trading halt 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after major news. It's a lifesaver for dodging those unpredictable whipsaws that just wipe out amateur accounts on NFP Friday. All right, on to Module 3, Professional Drawdown Management. This is the Capital Fortress. Now, these risk management features right here are the true hallmark of an institutional system. The EA enforces a strict 3.0% maximum daily loss limit. If you hit that, the drawdown governor steps in like a ruthless nightclub bouncer, literally slamming the brakes and locking the entire system down until tomorrow. But the really crucial point is the broader view, right? The 6.0% weekly loss limit. If the daily limits somehow don't save you, this hard cap absolutely will. It just proves how the governor acts as an absolute fortress for your overall account balance. You mathematically cannot blow your account in a single week with these parameters actively running in the background. If either that 3% daily or 6% weekly limit is breached, this is the exact terminal output you're going to see. Entry blocked, drawdown governor. It's cold, it's systematic, and it is completely devoid of emotion, which, let's face it, is exactly what you want when you're on a losing streak. Plus, the code even includes a consecutive loss protection module, so if the algorithm somehow suffers 8 consecutive losses, it doesn't freak out and try to revenge trade. Instead, it essentially gives itself a mandatory timeout in the corner for exactly 10 bars. This forces the system to just take a breath, step back, and wait for market conditions to shift before trying again. It totally prevents that deadly algorithmic downward spiral.
Okay, final section. Module 4, the profit lock engine. focusing on systematic extraction.
So instead of relying on static pip targets, the profit lock uses precise average true range, or ATR, multiples to dynamically secure your gains in 3 distinct stages. At stage 1, when profit reaches 1.5 times the ATR, the EA locks in half an ATR of profit. If the market keeps pushing up to stage 2, a 3.0 ATR profit triggers a 1.5 ATR lock. And then at stage 3, a massive 5.0 ATR run will firmly lock in a 3.0 ATR profit. It's brilliant because it scales naturally with the market's own energy.
And running right alongside that is the incredible chandelier trail feature. So, as those profit locks step up, the chandelier trail dynamically trails the stop loss based on the highest highs and lowest lows over a 10-period lookback. This mechanism is just perfectly designed to squeeze the absolute maximum out of a trending market while still, guarding your backside.
So, bringing it all together, we can really see the full anatomy of a Quantum Cobra trade. First, signal verification checks the EMA, RSI, and ATR. Second, the environment is strictly vetted by the volatility circuit breaker and the news filter. Third, the risk is firmly approved by the drawdown governor. And only then do we get an entry, followed immediately by active profit management. Every single piece of this code weaves together into a highly disciplined, professional strategy. I really want to leave you with this to ponder. Is your current algorithm just blindly generating signals? Or is it actively equipped to survive the market? Because as we've seen today from the source code, true algorithmic trading isn't just about knowing when to buy. It's about building a digital fortress to ensure you actually live to trade another day. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.